Hello everyone, good afternoon, and today's video is for those of you who are getting started with your books. Maybe you're planning or maybe you've written a little bit, and so I want to talk to you about the two things that you should make sure you do when you are getting started with your book. Before I get in there, I'll just quickly introduce myself. Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Brombos of Blogger to Author. I'm a #1 best-selling author, and I'm the author of 4 books in print currently. And I am really passionate about helping it make things easier and faster so that nonfiction authors can get their books out into the world so that they can build authority and credibility and set themselves up as thought leaders in their space and all of the other really great things that a book does for bloggers and entrepreneurs. The topic again is the two things that you should be doing or that you should do when you decide to go ahead and write your book, that it's a go. And I want to begin with the caveat that before you do that, I think that you should make sure that your book is the right book for you to write, that it's the right topic. And in particular, I think that you should begin by polling your audience and make sure that they are interested in your book. And that's particularly true if you want people to actually read and more importantly, buy your book. Certainly you might just have a piece of knowledge that you want to get out there into the world and just have it there in case anybody needs it. You might also just want to be able to say that you're an author for that credibility piece and you don't necessarily care if anybody writes your book. And if that's the case, you may not need to poll your audience. But otherwise, it's a good idea to just check in with them and make sure that they are interested in reading your book. And more specifically, you might ask them if they're interested in buying your book if you're hoping to make some money from selling your book. So that's what you should start out with, but that's before these other two things that I want to focus on today. So once you know the topic for your book, the first thing you should do, and I talk about this a lot and for good reason, is you should create a plan for your book. And I'm really passionate about this because having that plan makes the writing process so much easier. And I know I've done a lot of videos on that topic in the past. So if you want to listen to them, obviously you can look through my Facebook page, my videos there, or you can go to my YouTube channel and look up more of those videos. But suffice it to say that plan is really going to help speed things up for you, and it's going to just help you make sure that you are working efficiently and that you're getting your book done in the least amount of time possible. That doesn't mean that you should rush through the process of writing, but if you're able to, for example, work focused and undistracted, and say you're able to write 700 words in an hour or maybe more, doesn't it make sense to get the most out of that hour that you've set aside and try and get those 700 plus words written than to kind of sit there and hem and haw or try to figure out what you want to write and you only get, say, 200 or 300 words written in that period of time? And that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I do hope that you get the point that our time is limited, and that if you want to get your book out into the world, you do need to work efficiently and make sure that the time that you can set aside for writing your book is time well spent. So hopefully that makes sense. The second thing that I think you should do is I think you should start an email list for your book. So a lot of you may already have an email list, and that's great. I think you should create a separate list. And this could be a separate segment, but really with GDPR coming up and everything, it makes sense to just have a completely separate list of people who are interested about your book and who want to receive updates about your book. what that allows you to do is it allows you to market to the people who are most interested in it. Your general email list, yes, will probably be interested in your book, but they may have subscribed for different reasons. If you have that separate list with people who are interested in getting updates about your book, you know that they're extremely receptive to that information, and they are going to be really your most valuable asset when it comes to promoting your book and launching your book and making sure that it's a successful launch. So if you are in the process of even writing your book, if you know what the book is going to be about, what I would do at minimum is create either in your email program that you're using, whether it's MailChimp or ConvertKit, I know is really popular with bloggers, or really whatever you're using. You could create a form in there, or if you want to get a little fancier, you could create one on your website and then link it to that email service provider. But start collecting emails of people who are interested, interested in your book, and then send them emails on a regular basis, ideally at least every couple of weeks or so. Even if you haven't been up to a whole lot, just kind of let them know where you're at in the process. Maybe share a couple paragraphs that you've written to give them a teaser of what's going to be in it, and just keep the momentum and keep the excitement for your book building. And that's going to be an extremely, extremely effective and beneficial marketing tactic. So again, to summarize, make sure that you have that make sure that you have your plan in place. Again, super important. It's going to help you make the most of every minute you have for writing your book. And then make sure that you are capturing the emails of people who are interested so that you can continue to give them updates, build that excitement. Then when it comes to launch time, you can ask them to read reviews. They'll be more likely to buy your book than just about anybody out there. And it's just a good way to keep up the marketing momentum as well. So make sure you have done that, even if you're several months out from your launch. And it's great if you set that list up months out from your launch. In fact, that's what you should be doing to, again, just give them enough time to where you can build excitement, build some buzz, so you can have a really effective launch. If you need help creating the plan or outline for your book, you can just go to my website, blogger2author.com. There you can get my 5-step guide to creating your first book. It helps you create that outline. It's totally free. So again, just go to blogger2author.com and that'll pop up. Otherwise, you can, if you need help with book marketing or setting up a launch plan, I'd be happy to help you out with that. I have both a marketing strategy session once off, and then I also have packages with ongoing strategy sessions, and you can find those at blogger2author.com/services. I would love to work with you and to help you create a plan to get your book out into the world and to make sure your launch is successful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will see you all soon. Take care.